Atelier Ryza seems to be grabbing all the right ingredients and throwing them into the cauldron. No joke, the game is actually looking really great, and I believe it's going to be a jumping in point for a lot of people into the series. So Nat and I took a look at the game to see what was bubbling up this time, and I thought we'd share the details with you, as well as our experience with the past games. Anyway, enjoy the show. The Atelier series has been running for longer than our washing machine, Nat. Honestly, it's been gone for a while now. And there's a new game coming out to the Nintendo Switch. I have a question for you, though. And it's about this new game because, to me, it looks really refreshing, kind of like what our washing machine does to our clothes. But the stuff the stuff that we've seen in this latest trailer, it's looking really cool. And I'm enjoying it. But I want to know from you, what do you think people should start here with this latest game and what we've seen of it?
Alright, well, I'm not going to make any references to washing machine, so you don't have to worry about that, people.
Hey, Banjo-Kazooie had washing machines in
it. True. Alright, that's alright then.
It's now
it's allowed.
Gaming canon.
Well, for me, I think this is a fine place to jump into the Atelier games if you've never played them before. So, Liddy and Suelle was actually my first Atelier game, which I only played a couple years ago.
Well, yeah, see, I've only played one on the PS3. Love that one. It was great.
Yeah.
Didn't play that much of it, honestly. They're long games. Like, I played, probably 20 hours, but that's they go for over twice that.
Yeah, I played at least 90 hours in Liddy and Suelle, and I didn't even get the best ending.
Okay, so I have a question for you then. If you'd, because you did really enjoy that game.
I did.
If you had to pinpoint the one part of that game to let you down, even though I'm saying that you still enjoyed it, there's one part that kind of pulled the experience down a little bit. What part of the game would that be?
Oh, it definitely has to be the combat.
Okay, so why the combat? What actually drew down that combat for you?
It was very slow. Like, doing battles just seemed to take so long. You didn't seem to take much damage away from the enemy. They just seemed to draw out forever. And literally by the end of the game, I was finding myself avoiding all the enemies.
And the one thing I want to mention that we have to wrap our head around when playing a game like this is that because the alchemy is so ingrained into what the game is, and the alchemy, by that I mean the crafting system and what you make out of it, it was really ingrained into the combat system as well.
Yes.
Meaning that if you're not that type of player who's used to using a lot of items in combat, and like in a normal game, I'd go into a normal game, and let's say we're playing Paper Mario here, and I would go into that, and if I got like a fire flower, I'm like, I'm going to hold on to that son of a gun for as long as I can, because I might need that. I might need that item.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I save my items, I save my money. You never know when you're going to need it.
Now, if you go into this game with that same attitude, you're going in with the wrong attitude, buddy.
Yes.
You need to be using your items in this game. You just need to. And if you're not, you're in trouble because the battles take forever and it slows down the entire process of everything that you want to do. It makes boss fights harder. So you need to go into every battle and make sure you're crafting lots of bombs and lots of different stuff, which is why the combat was a little bit slow. But even saying that, I tried to defend it a little bit there. Even saying that, the combat towards the end of the game definitely some really big long battles there, I remember.
They did draw them out, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason I wanted to mention that is because this new game fixes that. It looks like
it does.
I don't know how long the battles still could be really long, for who knows, but the actual speed of the battles, they really have sped up. So in the last games, it was turn-based. You got 3 party members, but it's still turn.
Yeah.
This latest one really seems to fix that. This uses a real-time turn-based combat. So in other words, what I mean is that you're going to be working down this little bar, and as your character's turn comes up, bam, it's your turn. Everyone else's turn is still coming up. The enemy is still moving.
Yep.
And you just have to select your attack and keep going, keep moving. And then your 2 party members will continue to do their own things. And you can still select which one you want to control, but everyone else in the battle is still doing their own things, meaning that there's no slowdown there, there's no stopping, there's no pausing on your turn and thinking. It's just action, action, action. And you can see that instantly with the combat, how much more action-orientated it is.
Yeah, definitely. When you actually showed me this in the trailer, it was like music to my eyeballs. I was like, yes, this looks so much faster.
What is music to your eyeballs?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't music to my ears. So I went with eyeballs.
The MP system in the old one is actually gone as well.
Yeah.
So in the old one, you had an MP system. You'd use that up. You'd be saving your spells, being like, oh, I might need that MP in the future.
Well, I definitely did, because I don't know if it was just the way I was playing it, but I went through my MP really fast.
It's always hard to tell when you play a game. Is it the way that I'm doing things?
Exactly. Am I doing something wrong?
Am I messing up, Nat? Learn to blame the game a little bit more. You know what? Even if someone else is just like, no, I had no problems with the MP. You had your own story. Just tell that story.
All right. Yeah. Well, then, yes, I did have a problem with MP.
Yeah.
I saved it for like boss battles and stuff.
Exactly. So this new one uses an AP system and an action point system.
Yes.
In other words, when you start a battle, you're going to be battling and earning action points. And as you make these action points, then you can do more actions with those points.
Yeah, I definitely do find that this is going going to be a better system to use because you use your AP and then you just start building it up again.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about saving it.
I'm liking the look of this. I think it looks really fun and fast-paced and just seems to give it a really good refresh to what we've kind of seen of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I might not be avoiding monsters and then becoming really underleveled because I'm not doing battles.
Exactly. Now, that's not the only thing that got a refresh. There's actually a couple more things here. So the crafting system, again, is another thing that, like, I'd really like the old crafting system. And, again, these games are just known for having these deep, complex crafting systems. But it's had a real refresh.
It has, absolutely. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I played Lydian Sewell and it explained the alchemy system to me, I finished reading it and I was like, what? That just like completely went over my head. Like I didn't understand it. Like I got the basics, like how to use it and what to do. But actually going deep into it, I had no idea.
We don't know enough about the new crafting system anyway to really go deep into it now. We just know that it's been refreshed. It looks really fresh.
Like now we were saying earlier that is this a good game to start at? Like I think anyone to jump into is a good game to start at, but maybe for people who are getting into this for the first time might be a little bit confused about the alchemy system. Like surely it wasn't. It's not just me.
No, I think so as well. I'm hoping that maybe they use this new system as also an excuse to simplify it maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so.
Not even simplify. See, that's the wrong words because I know that people who would love that series would love the complexity of what the alchemy is, and actually,
True.
And I think that's part of what the draw is that they have these real complex systems. So the last thing they got a bit of a refresh here, Nat, was the exploration. Now, this didn't get a total overhaul like some of the other stuff seems to have gotten like a really big kind of overhaul. This one's a bit more lighter. They just seem to have introduced some new elements. So normally when you went out in the field, you go collect stuff from the field, which obviously you bring back to your atelier. You then use that to do your crafting with and put into your alchemy and do all that. As well as like battling enemies while you're out there and bringing back their items. Just all the items you bring back and craft with.
Yeah.
Now they've basically given you a new way to gather items. So instead of just walking up and just doing your one gather on a tree or one gather on a rock or one gather on whatever other materials are out there, you now have different things that you can gather with. So you have like tools, we should call them. You have like an axe and a scythe and
I think there was like a hammer.
There was a hammer. I think you might
maybe
even
like
got
a magic wand.
Yeah, it might even be like a magic wand. You got a bunch of different items that you actually get to gather materials with. And these items actually get different stuff from the same stuff.
Yeah, so I thought this was actually a really cool idea that they've introduced into it because, so a tree, for example, it's going to give you more items. So instead of just getting wood, you might get apples that fall out of the tree. So it makes it seem like there might be a lot more items in this game.
You know why I like this? Because you used to go around the map exploring in the last game and being like, oh, I got to collect this. I shouldn't say in the last game. There's already been like 4 on Switch, but but you go around collecting stuff and you'd be like, all right, I'm going to go around and I need this item.
Yes.
And then you'd pass a bunch of trees and it's like, I don't need those trees. I'm just going to run straight past them.
Yeah.
Well, now you might be like, well, that tree gives me 1 of 4 things. I might need something else out of that. That all of a sudden those trees become much more helpful to you actually. For today's Ends Green, it's slowly coming into summer, which means that yay, I love summer, but there is one downside is that I just got a new jumper and I'm not really going to, I could have just worn this jumper to show you what it looks like instead of hold it up, but I'm not going to be able to wear it very much because it's going to be too hot. But next winter, look forward to N64 jumper, everyone. Yay! Bye. Oh, and it was a lovely birthday present from a family member, so thank you.